thank all of you folks so much for coming today to help us celebrate our grand opening of our state-of-the-art Public Safety Training Center, and to honor and pay tribute to one of the most outstanding, greatest, and longest tenured city employees that the city of Lewisville has ever had, Assistant Chief Jerry Galler. You know, this was the last project that was done, or that has been done, out of the 2003 bond election that was passed back in 2003. And it would have been done a lot sooner, and I apologize, but Jerry just kept postponing his retirement. So, you know, we couldn't get him to build a building until we could get him retired so we could name it after him. But we do appreciate that, Jerry. The building also has 5,000 square feet of meeting space inside it. It also has a stall over here to store an engine, and it also has space for evidence gathering and to build the facts on evidence. In on August the 5th of 2014, City Council voted unanimously to name the facility the Jerry R. Galler Police Public Safety Training Center, and it was unanimous deal. And I think many of you know why. If you know Jerry, once you get to know him, as soon as you start to get to know him, you realize that he's one of those rare individuals that he doesn't ever have to think about it. It's just his natural human nature to always put service to others above himself. And I think you all know that, as I do, that Jerry does that not in just his work here that he's done at the city for 40 plus years, but in all facets of his life. You get to know him on a personal basis. He's always out doing, I can tell you, one of the dove hunt with the man. He'd take the last spot. He'd make sure everybody else got a good spot before he did. When he would go buy a beer, he'd make sure you had your beer before he did. Now, he said Melinda told him to do that, but he said that was one part of it. But no further ado, I'm not going to take any more time, but I would like to ask Chief Tittle and Chief Kerbo if they would come up and give some remarks. Chief Tittle, you want to come first?
You know, I know it's probably getting hot out there in the sun, so I won't take too much time, but I also want to thank the past mayor and council and city management team from 2003 that allowed this to be part of that bond package. And then also thank the current mayor, council, and city management team that gave us the go-ahead to bring this project to fruition. You know, when this project was worked on back when the bond package was being put together, I know Chief Galler had a big hand in the design and the thoughts on what we wanted to do out here, and then putting together a budget to go with that, and hope that it would be a good enough budget 10 years later down the road. And you never can plan on escalation and you know, costs going up, but hope that this would be enough to do the project. And 10 years later, when we got to go ahead to do the project, Chief Kerbo and I got together and talked about the fact that this was important enough for the future of both the police and fire department and the future of our training for both departments, that we decided that we wanted to work together on this and make sure that this thing got off on the right foot in the design, and that we were going to be able to meet the budget and still get everything that we wanted here that was originally planned for. So we got that going. We got a good architectural team on board with BRW, and Gary DeVries and Stephen Hilton were great to work with in the design phase of this project and getting it just like we wanted it. And then we couldn't have been any luckier than to get a good contractor on board in Reeder Construction. And I can't tell you how easy these guys work with, and what a good job Tanner did on a day-to-day basis down here, overseeing this project and making it look the way you see it look today. And the future of our training divisions is in good shape, and we're going to be able to see a lot of good training come out of this. But all that being said, I want to say a special thanks to Chief Kerbo, because when this all got started, we were going to do this as a team, and we were able to get it up and going and get the process going. And then it's been no secret that I had a little health setback, and I was out of pocket for 2 months. And Chief Kerbo kept this ball rolling. I had a little help from a couple of my division chiefs, and Chief Steve Carter and Mark McNeil, and I want to thank those two guys for taking my place from the fire department side. But Chief Kerbo was very instrumental in keeping this ball rolling and getting the finished product in place, so I want to thank you for your work on that in my absence, me not being here to do my part and pull my weight. So that being said, I cannot think of a better person to honor today than to put Chief Goller's name on this building and be able to, every time we plan training events out here, say that this class is going to be at the Jerry R. Goller Public Safety Training Facility, or it's going to be at the Chief Goller Training Facility. He's been instrumental in a lot of the training and getting the SWAT team up and running for the police department for years. He's put in 40 years with this city and been a professional public servant to the citizens of this community. And it was a no-brainer when Chief Kerbo asked me what I thought about putting his name on this building, and it was like, absolutely. I can't think of a better person whose name needs to go up there and honor for his service to this community and to this city and to the police department here. So, Chief Goller, thank you for your years of service. And I want to thank Reader Construction again for their hard work, and thank everybody for being here today as we get to honor Chief Goller and put his name on this building and name it after him. With that, I'll turn it over to Chief Kerbo.
Well, you know, it was kind of an interesting way that this thing all kind of came about. And some of you guys know the story about us trying to keep this a secret because, you know, we hatched this plot over a year ago, Mr. King, and talked about it, and we did a real good job until some idiot replied all on email and let the cat out of the bag. I mean, of all people to do that. But I did think it was fitting for the kind of facility here to name it after Jerry. He's been a big part of the department for over 40 years, a big part of my life for 35 plus years. And it was special for me to be able to do that for him. And I wasn't going to do this today. But I hope that you guys enjoy the tour through the facility. I know Reader Construction was incredibly helpful at doing this. A couple of changes along the way that always come up in projects, and they were very easy to work with, as was BRW, our architectural firm. So those guys, I can't sing their praises enough. I've even, on some nonprofit boards that I'm a member of, I recommended them be considered as a potential construction company to work with those boards in future building projects. They were that good, and I don't usually do that for folks, but in this case, it was well deserved, well worth it. So without further ado, I'm going to get off the podium here so I don't go bald or anything like that. And congratulations, Chief Goller. Well deserved honor.
Okay, Chief's done on saying words, so we're going to do some ribbon cuttings. You know, not only does he always put others above himself, but I think y'all know too, especially those that have had the fortune to work with him over the years, know of his not only desire, but his demand for making sure that you stick to the particulars, make sure you do the details, you cross the I's, cross the T's and dot the I's, and make sure the details are done right, so that we do have a force here that is proud to be, and we think that it'll be great to have this training facility named after Chief Jerry Goller. Thank you so much, Jerry. We're going to do the ribbon cutting now.
Got your finger on it. There you go.
There, big scissors.
He's a jolly great guy. He's still have one in his hand.
So what?
But he thinks he's a pain. Like he's somebody, you know.
All right. We also want to Malcolm I, and I apologize, but also Mrs. Commissioner Bobby Mitchell. She's out here too. Thank you very much.
So y'all come on inside.
John Bennett.